Good afternoon. I am very impressed with this turnout. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Jessica Story, and I'm the Executive Director. And today we're going to be talking about how to move through the continuum. So we're going to be going over a lot of information. I know that lots of you got maps. We ran out because I didn't know so many people were coming, which is a good problem to have. So we will make sure we get more copies before the end of the presentation so that you can pick them up if you didn't get them, okay? So we'll go ahead and get started. And so why are we having this meeting? Well, some of you may have moved in quite a while ago. And so obviously you moved to a continuing care retirement community. And so what that means is obviously we have a number of different areas in which you can move to or receive services from as you have your time here. And so today we're going to be going over a lot of It would help if I turned it on. Okay, sorry about that. So today we're going to be going over each of the lifestyles, and those are the ones that you should have maps for. And again, I'll explain the maps. So we're going to be going over each of the areas, what all is entailed with those, what are the amenities, and what are the care services if there are any. We're going to be going over the key steps in which you would take during a transition, when you know that you need to have a transition, or what steps that Wesley Willows can help you with as well. And then we're going to be going over common concerns and then solutions to those concerns. So we do a number of moves each month. Carrie, would you say about 5? At least about 5 moves through the continuum, depending if that's independent living to assisted or even assisted to the health center. So we do this quite a bit. So the panel that you have here today are the experts and can answer any of those questions and kind of explain to you how that works. So really our job today is to paint a picture for you to understand how to take advantage of services. And before I go on, I did want to introduce who we do have up here today. So we have Carrie Van Skelven, who's our Director of Resident Life or Resident Services. We have Ashley Romanowski, who is our Director of Nursing. We have Riza Sitchan, who is our Healthcare Administrator. So we'll each be going through part of the different areas on campus. But first, we're going to get a refresher of the campus. So some of this may be reminders to you. Some of it you may know like the back of your hand, but we wanted to start somewhere. So on the west side of campus, which is the side that we're on now, obviously we have the Willow Ridge Homes, which is independent living. We have the Town Center, which we are in right now. We have the Willow Suites, which is also independent living. We have 3 of those buildings. On the east side of campus, we have Willow Ridge East Homes, Willows Arbor, which is our assisted living building, the Health Center, which is where we have our Medicare unit and our rest of our skilled nursing areas, which we'll go over in detail. We have our outpatient therapy and our inpatient therapy departments over there as well. So I put this slide in here because I think it does a really good job of giving you that visualization of moving through the continuum and what that looks like. So you can see the steps there, and you can see that very bottom stair is Willow Ridge Homes and Willow Suites, which is our independent living areas. It then moves up to the Willows Arbor building, which is our assisted living. There we have 111 apartments and 4 levels of care, and Riza is going to go over a little bit more about that. It then goes on to our personal care area, which is also considered sheltered care, assisted living, but with a more personal care for more advanced care needs. And then we also have, after that, the very last part of our continuum, which is our health center. And there's different units within those health centers that we're gonna be going over. Again, we have the memory care area there in the health center, the Medicare unit, and then our other skilled nursing areas. Okay, so we're gonna dive into the different lifestyles. I did not include Willow Ridge Homes on this slide because I think everybody is familiar with that. Obviously, those are homes that you live in. You do have your pendant to use, but we do not have any, obviously you have no care built into your home. So I really wanted to start with Willow Suites, which are attached to this building. So right now we're in the town center. There's 3 different phases of the suites, and that is independent living as well. And so the difference between living in a Willow Ridge home and a Willow Suite is just that it's an easier lifestyle. So all of your everyday needs are really built into Willow Suites. We have 112 suites with all of the 3 different buildings, and they range from 1-bedroom apartments all the way up to custom 2-bedroom apartments, which means that custom part means there's a bigger living room. The amenities include, we have weekly housekeeping. In your monthly charge, you do get 1 meal a day, and typically that's the most expensive meal that you have that day. Typically that's dinner. However, if you just do breakfast and lunch, then lunch would be your free meal. Maintenance is included, and then you're attached to the town center, so you don't have to leave your home. You don't have to leave you don't have to go outside in the cold weather like we have today if you don't want to. You don't even have to take your trash outside. I think that's my favorite part. There's a trash chute, and you just put the trash in there and you say goodbye. So it just provides you an easier lifestyle. The one thing I did want to make sure that everybody is aware of is obviously it's independent living. It's easier lifestyle, but we still do not have the nursing care available in this building. We have different services that we provide, just like we do for Willow Ridge Homes. But for example, we do not have a nurse in this building and frequent checks and things like that on call. So you would still get the same services as if you're living in your home, as far as if you have your pendant and you're going to be using that for immediate assistance. That's the same thing. So we do allow, if you do need home health care, and I believe Carrie's going to be going into that a little bit more, but we do not have a nurse in this building. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that. All right, so I'm going to pass it along to Ariza. She's going to go into the different care areas that we have on campus, and so you can see the difference between the lifestyles.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm going to go ahead and start talking about Willow's Arbor. Willow's Arbor is our assisted living / sheltered care part of Wesley Willows. We have 111 apartments there, ranging from studio apartments to custom 2-bedroom apartments. The nursing services that we have available for those residents that do reside there include 24-hour nursing. That means we have nurses available in the morning, in the evening, at night, 24/7. What does that mean for you folks as well? We also have CNAs available. Those are your certified nursing assistants, and they can provide assistance with transferring, assistance with taking you down to the dining room using a wheelchair, to bathing, to all sorts of things. We have different level of care, starting from level 1 all the way to level 4. Each level also has a different price. depending on the level of care that you will need. So, for example, level 1 is the basic of all the levels. That includes transportation services from your apartment to, say, the dining room or to the nursing office. And level 4 is the highest level of care that we have in Willows Arbor, and that includes the CNAs to be able to check on you in the morning, help you with your ADLs, getting ready for bed, also for showers as well. The nursing office is located on the second floor in Willows Arbor, and that's where all of our residents come to get their medications. Not all of the residents there do come to the nursing office. Some do their own medications at their home, so that is a separate service that's provided for those who want that nursing care. Including in that nursing services, which is medication management, they will be in contact with your doctor. They'll be checking your vital signs constantly. They'll process any lab orders or lab work that the doctor ordered for you as well. So all of those things are included. Forgot to talk about the dining room. We have 2 dining rooms there as well. One is in the main dining room where you guys are eating, kind of just similar to this, like restaurant style. And there's also a dining room upstairs on the second floor, which is called the Plus Dining Room. We have a CNA available there all the time during all meals to monitor any residents who are more at risk or needs more monitoring as well. We have weekly housekeeping. We have built-in dining services that includes a dietitian in-house, maintenance included, and laundry. We also have a nurse practitioner that comes to Willows Arbor and sees their residents every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. On Thursday, Dr. Nika, he's our medical director. He also comes there and sees residents as well. So if there's any change of condition or any concerns that the residents have, it's easy for the doctor or the nurse practitioner to see them. We have Mercy Labs. That's the vendor that we use. They go to Willows Arbor Monday through Friday as well, and they draw all the lab draws. So even though your doctor is not Dr. Nika or Rachel, the nurse practitioner we use through in-home medical group, we can still draw your lab, and we would process that order and send it to your physician, the ordering physician.
Is there anything else that you need to add?
You did it all.
Okay.
Okay. I was just gonna go into like the apartments a little bit.
You want to go ahead?
Sure. Oh, do you? There.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carrie Vance Galvin, Director of Resident Services. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Willows Arbor and the apartments that we have over there. There are, I think 5 or 6 different sized apartments. Studio apartment is the smallest apartment there. It comes with no kitchenette. It is a smaller apartment, and it has your own closet and private bathroom. And then there's a 1-bedroom apartment, which contains of 2 rooms, which are combined. So one is like a living room. That one does have a kitchenette in it. And then there's a bedroom attached to the 1-bedroom, and 2 closets and a bathroom. So that's a little bit bigger sized apartment. And then I'll skip through all the rest because there's several others kind of in between, but excuse me. Then we have the biggest size apartment is a custom 2-bedroom. So as Jessica had mentioned earlier, the custom part is the living room, and the living room is about 1.5 times bigger than like a regular 2-bedroom apartment would be. So a custom 2-bedroom is 3 rooms, they're all combined. It would have 3 closets, 2 bathrooms, a living room, kitchenette, And then if you wanted 2 bedrooms or a bedroom and a den or whatever you wanted to do with the other 2 rooms, you can. You know, I think the feel of Willow's Arbor, the environment, is very different. I know this building here, Castle Town Center and Suites, is a community building. Willow's Arbor obviously is also a community building, but I think that the feel over across the street is very different. It's more of a family atmosphere. I'm not saying the Suites is not a family atmosphere. However, I have walked the halls here in the Suites many times and not really seen too many people. However, in the Arbor, you will walk the halls, you will see residents, you will see staff, whether that be housekeeping, maintenance, dining, guest services, you name it, they're kind of all buzzing around over there. You know, it is a very different, like I said, feel than any of the other buildings I think we have here. What did I miss? Anything? Did I get it all? All right. And we'll answer questions at the end. So I know those of you will probably have some questions, but I just wanted to give you a little taste of what Willow's Arbor, the feel of it is.
You want to go ahead and go to Hunt Terrace, please?
Oh, yeah. Did you flip it? Okay. So in Hunt Terrace, which is also under the assisted living shelter care umbrella, that location has 36 apartments. Now, the difference between Willow's Arbor and Hunt Terrace is only studio apartments, where the Arbor, you obviously can have a larger apartment, and the Arbor is a much larger area and building than Hunt Terrace. So Hunt Terrace, there is I'm gonna call it the ground floor, so the main level of Hunt Terrace, and then there's an upper floor, so a second floor. And if you can picture the top of a Y, kind of a V, that would be considered Hunt Terrace, both lower and upper. So that's the shape of Hunt Terrace. And they all, like I said, have the studio apartments. There's a closet in there. They have their own private bathrooms there, but it's a much smaller condensed unit than Willow's Arbor. You know, I tend to call Hunt Terrace mini Willow's Arbor because it has the same amenities, the same type of feel, but everything's kind of condensed. They have their own dining room, same style dining room, restaurant style, menu, same menu with the specials, always available. They have housekeeping once a week. Maintenance is also there. Maintenance is across campus, as all of you know. You know, they have nursing staff 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that consists of nurses and CNAs. And they, just like the Arbor, can help you with anything from transfers in and out of a chair or in and out of a wheelchair, showers twice a week. The staff can walk with you to and from dining room, to and from a life enrichment or an activity event. And you know, they can help with, like I said, a wide variety of things. You can bring your own bed to Hunt Terrace. You can bring your own bed to Willow's Arbor. So those 2 areas, since it falls under that assisted living sheltered care, you are allowed to have your own bed. And skilled is a little different, so I wanted to mention that because I don't think everyone realizes that they don't have to have a hospital bed if they, you know, need or choose to move to assisted living. I want to go back to Willow's Arbor just for one point, and Willows Arbor, we have residents in that building that are completely independent. Don't need any type of nursing services. The residents that are independent that live there like the socialization. Like to be around people, wanna get involved with activities. They're just content having a smaller apartment and socializing. So in Hunt Terrace, the residents there do need more care. So their care needs are at a little bit higher level than what they would have in Willows Arbor, if that makes sense. So, we'll go over the dynamics of how you move through the continuum and kind of what us as staff look at for residents moving through the continuum, but, what did I miss and how Terrace, let's see here. So the other thing too with Hunt Terrace, the staff to resident ratio is a lot higher in Hunt Terrace since there are, only 36 beds or apartments there. The staff to resident ratio is higher, where versus Willows Arbor is, 111? So you can kind of see the difference between the two. Willows Arbor, we do have different criteria, that we look at. So if a resident is on the highest level of care, which is level 4, and, our staff maybe is thinking that this resident could use a little bit more care than what the Arbor could provide with the staff to resident ratio, then we would, as a team of staff, discuss a possible move, maybe to Hunt Terrace. So that's kind of when all that is discussed. What did I forget? You wanna talk?
Yes, I want to talk.
Okay.
Also the pendant and the pull cord.
So in Willows Arbor, all of the residents, they wear pendants, just like you guys are wearing your pendants now. The use is a little bit more different though. The pendant, everyone's like, wait, what pendant?
Wait, you should do a hand.
Yeah, the pendant. Yep. So the pendants that the residents wear in Willows Arbor, it's more for when, say, they are ready to go back to the room and they need assistance from the CNAs. Typically, they're going to the nursing office for their medication, and a lot of them need assistance and brought in by the CNAs using a wheelchair. So when they're done or they're requesting a transport, they would use that pendant basically to signal the CNAs that they're ready, they need help, and that's how the CNAs will find you. In Hunt Terrace, there's no pendant. The residents, we have what we call our call light system, which is also kind of like in the hospital. Push of a button, there's a light that signals outside of the room, and it alerts the nursing staff and the CNAs that you need help. So that's also the same across the board and also in the health center. Okay. I also wanted to add the other amenities we have, not only from the doctors, is that we do have a podiatrist that comes to Willows Arbor and Hunt Terrace. He comes monthly. We have an audiologist as well that comes through Luxtone Hearing Company, and what they do is if you're having issues with your hearing aid, if your hearing aid needs cleaning or batteries changed, they're there to provide that assistance as well. We have beauty shop in the Willows Arbor and Hunt Terrace as well, where we have a beautician that comes in perm, color, cut, whatever you all need. And I do believe they also do men hairstyle as well. X-ray, we have an X-ray company that will come in-house in the Willows Arbor and also Hunt Terrace. If you need an X-ray, you don't need to go out to the hospital. If it's just something minor that your doctor ordered, the mobile company, the Trident Care, will come and do the X-ray in your room. If you need an ultrasound and it's nothing emergent, we can also do the ultrasound as well in your room. So that's what I just wanted to add. And then I'll go over skills health center. After you want to go ahead, health center. what we consider our skilled nursing units. So for this one, we have 24-hour skilled nursing care, which means an RN or an LPN on 24 hours a day, as well as CNAs. Similar to Willows Arbor and Hunt Terrace, just a little more in-depth. In the skilled units, we do utilize lifts, so Hoyers, easy stands. This would be for anybody who's not able to stand and transfer on their own. The Hunt Terrace and Willows Arbor just don't have that under their umbrella, so they're not able to utilize the lifts over there, so that's when a move to the health center would come into play. We do have the memory care unit that is Kirk's Place, and that is 20 beds total. We do have 10 that are certified beds, which would be certified Medicaid beds, and then the other ones are private pay. They have a day room there that is, so the day room is where the residents primarily spend their days on Kirk's Place. They have life enrichment staff that do activities with them. They watch movies, bingo, arts and crafts. It's also combined with their dining area, so it's kind of a familiar space for the residents with memory and cognition issues, that they can kind of be comfortable in their area and know exactly what they're gonna do and where they're gonna be. The next one is the long-term care unit, that's Harbor Lights and Ewing. So combined between those two, we have 51 beds total. Harbor Lights is the D wing, and then Ewing is, of course, the E-wing. Ewing does have also certified beds, they have 8, and then Harbor Lights has 4 certified beds. Amenities that come along with those are the daily housekeeping, of course, the meals, laundry, activities, life enrichment schedules, activities on those units as well. They do have special diet assistance in the health center for the dining room, and then wander guards. So wander guards are basically bracelets that we put on any resident that has a tendency to want to elope, go outside. And that will alarm and alert the staff. It'll go over the pager system. It will tell you what door they're trying to go out, as well as their name. And then we also have obviously total care coordination. So that means our social services coordinator, our nurse managers, any life enrichment staff. We collaborate with the families quarterly. They do care plans, they get together, they talk about care needs and next steps if there are moves on the horizon. Bryce is going to talk about Medicare for you guys. So while we're on the topic of the health center, we wanted to just give you guys an update on the fun and new changes that we're doing that's coming along. One of the projects that we're actually doing is the health center is the E-wing dining room. So right now, if any of you have been in the Medicare unit, and seeing the dining room. Starting March, we're going to be painting and renovating the E-wing dining room to make it more similar to the one downstairs in the Medicare unit. That means new furniture, new paint on the wall, just more inviting and more modern feel. I think we're overdue for that one. Okay. And I'll go ahead and talk about the Medicare unit. So the Medicare unit is the rehab unit. Medicare unit, we have 15 beds, 15 rooms in the Medicare unit where we can store up to 20 beds. Typically, our patients who come to the Medicare unit are there short term. That's 15 days average length of stay. So some of you who has Medicare Part A and B can come there to do their rehab, or if you have insurance, your insurance will authorize you a couple weeks stay in the Medicare unit until you're ready to go home. What does that mean? When you're in the Medicare unit, we have a physical therapist who will work with you every day, Monday through Friday, as well as occupational therapists who will work with you as well. So that means you're getting 2 therapies a day. If you need speech therapy, we have that available as well, so you can make that 3. So the patients that are there are very busy. Their day consumes of therapy all day. They have a dining room, their own dining room, and a dietitian that's also available to help with your nutritional needs. That's Erin. You're familiar with Erin? Okay. Dr. Nika and Rachel also comes to the Medicare unit every single day. Unlike the other units in the health center, they're there to see you if you need anything or if there's any change in condition. But in the Medicare unit, you're being seen daily until you're ready to go home. A lot of questions they ask is, what insurance do you guys use, or what's in network with West Willows? We have a lot of residents who go to the hospital, and sometimes they don't understand what the hospital case managers are explaining to them when they're saying they need SNF rehab. If you are recommended a SNF stay, that means they are recommending for you to go to the Medicare unit to do the daily PT/OT until you're back to your higher level of care. If they are recommending outpatient therapy, that's different. That means you can either go back to your apartment in the Willow Suites or to your home, and you would do outpatient therapy here at West Willows. That's basically 2 to 3 times a week. So daily versus 2 to 3 times a week is basically the difference between the two. Also in the Medicare unit, we do care plans there. So we start discharge care plan the moment you step in that door. And why do we do that? Is because we want to have goal for you guys. We want to make sure that you get to go home. Unless you want to stay, you can stay. But so discharge planning starts day one. What usually happens is our social service coordinator will schedule that with you, or your power of attorney will schedule that 1 week after you're there. The doctor and Rachel will see you within that 1 week of care and basically go over what's going on with you, what we're treating you here for, and what the plan is for you. Throughout your stay, you're gonna do a lot of exercises, a lot of therapy. Forgot to mention, we do have a whirlpool tub in the Medicare unit. It's like a, whirlpool tub. A lot of people were like, oh, yep. That's the only place in the health center that we have that. It's like a shower chair that goes in a tub, and there's jets there. It's good for your skin, especially for those who has been hospitalized for 5-6 days and really not had the opportunity to shower or given a nice bed bath. Okay, you can get showers there twice a week or more if needed, as long as you have the consent from the doctor. All right, our nurses there and the CNAs are trained. They are very familiar with the needs, and a lot of them are consistent. When I say consistent, we have staff there that's been here for 35 years, taking care of you. We want to provide you guys the best care possible and make sure that you're able to return back home as well. When it's time for discharge, the therapist and the team will talk about it, and we will schedule a discharge care plan meeting for all of the ones that are there and say, you know, you have a discharge date. We will help find you guys placement as far as if you do need to go at another place, not home, or an area in West Willows, like the Arbor or Hunt Terrace, we'll help you with that as well. We will help you get your walker for when you discharge if you don't have a walker. If you need a wheelchair, oxygen, any DME needs, we will help you and make sure that you have that before you go home. Also, part of the stay there is a home assessment that our therapists, they will do that. They'll go to your home and make sure that you are safe at home, that you have all that you need as far as grab bars, railings. I think that's pretty much it. So I hope I explained that okay, and we can do some questions and answers later. All right, I forgot to say, the insurances that we cover are Aetna, United Healthcare, and Humana. Those are the 3 that we cover for now, and Medicare Part A and B. Okay, and you do need 3 midnights for the Medicare A and B before you can come to the Medicare unit for the qualifying stay. All right, thank you. Okay, 3 midnights. 3 midnights in the Medicare unit. What does that mean? If you're hospitalized and you go to the emergency room and they admit you, you're under observation. That's not counted. But once they admit you and you're moved upstairs or another area in the hospital and you're now called inpatient and you stay overnight, that's counted as 1 midnight. For your Medicare aid to cover it, you have to be in the hospital for 3 midnights. After that, then you can come to the skilled rehab unit and do therapy. I know a lot of you guys in the hospital wants to go home. We don't want to stay there over 3 days, but we do, ask that if you want to go in the Medicare unit and get that continuous therapy, 3 midnights is what is needed, okay? And if it's not, if you're not there 3 nights, if you're only there overnight and you go back home and they are wanting for you to do therapy, we can still provide that services. It'll just be through outpatient therapy, also home health. Okay? All right, thank you. Oh, go ahead, Chloe. Hi,
I
Chloe.
have a different insurance company
Okay.
that I've had before when I was in Medicare, and I still have the same one. And you did not accept it now, so do I have to go out of?
Yes, so if your insurance is not in network with Wesley Willows, which we've seen happen for some of you guys, and you're in a hospital and your doctor's wanting you to go get rehab, they would recommend you to go to other rehab facilities, like East Bank, Van Meter, or other places that might cover, depending on what your insurance is.
I missed the Kirk's Place presentation.
Kirk's Place?
Kirk's Place, did you present that?
Yep. Memory Care is Kirk's Place, Lloyd.
You did present?
Yes.
Okay.
That's okay.
Could you repeat his question?
He was asking if he missed the Kirk's Place presentation, which is the memory care unit, and we did go over it. Okay. Yes.
What about is it 10 days per year?
The respite days.
For the
Yes.
respite, how does that fit?
So, if you, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue with the presentation. We'll do questions later, okay? Yep.
Okay, I am here to talk about the key steps within the transition. So, you live in a Willow Ridge home, you live in Willow Suites. Our first question for the independent living residents in our mind is, are you safe in your home or in your suite, and are your needs being met? So, we have a lot of resources that we work with, and I say we as in myself, Ashley, Riza, any of the nurse managers. We constantly gain information from various resources here on campus. So, it could be a family member calling us in concern of you. It could be a neighbor, it could be a housekeeper, anyone here on campus. They can call and have concerns for a resident, and then typically what will happen if we have a concern, we do follow up on that concern, come out, maybe meet with you, talk to you, call that family member back, start the communication process of what the concern is, and then how can we help, or what service can we provide to meet that need in your current location. So I don't want you to think that if you're in a Willow Ridge home and you are struggling a little bit, that we're just gonna uproot you and move you across the street. Because I know everyone in here is probably scared to go to the east side. I've heard it a million times. And it's not that bad. It's not that bad over there. But I hear a lot of grumbling and giggling over here.
Those are from the people that are living on the east side.
No, I mean east side meaning the Arbor Health Center area, not the east side homes. Okay, just for clarification. So we do have resources that we use to help you stay in your home. Our goal is always for you to remain in your home, remain in your suite, for as long as possible. And, you know, that goes right along with, are you safe? Are your needs being met? Resident services, my department, we do have resources for all of you. There's different ways we can make you safe, have your needs met in your current location. If, you know, it comes a time where you truly are struggling and the additional services are not enough, then at that point we would look at, you know, does Willow's Arbor, would that fit your needs? Would a move to the suites fit your needs if you're in a home? So as I said earlier, there is a team of us. We get together every Monday. We talk about a lot of residents and a lot of resident either concerns or needs or health changes. And then we problem solve on that and what we can do to either help support that resident in any way. So the moving through the continuum is a team effort, and it is a team of staff, and it is also along with you and your families, all of us as a team to determine what fits that particular resident's needs. And as all of you moved here, I believe, you know, you liked the continuum of care, you liked that everything was here on campus. I feel like the staff is very knowledgeable on independent living residents on down through our residents in skilled nursing. So, you know.
Is a resident invited to join the discussion on Monday of his future?
Is a resident invited to join our Monday meetings? Is that your question?
Or just his decision making?
Well, not in our Monday meetings, but if we do have a particular resident and a care need, yes, we'll have care plan meetings or care concern meetings with that particular resident and family.
You start by discussing it and then he can join the decision making later, or how does that work?
Well, we problem solve, and so the question was, we start by discussing it and then we discuss it with you, and kind of, yes. You know, we as staff look at, like I said, the different care needs, we try to problem solve as to what we can implement at that time to keep that resident in their current location. And then we kind of look at all the different options, meet with the resident, meet with family all together, and present the different options that we would have for that particular situation. Okay. So along with services for independent living residents, we can utilize home health care services. We do work with a few local organizations. We can help get those services implemented, help you reach out to the correct individuals. And then as independent living residents, you would either contact them and organize those services yourself or have your family member help you. But that would be something that would be directly from a resident to that home health care service. So Wesley Willows kind of stays out of that. I will say that home health care services do work closely with us, and you know, if they see something that might kind of throw up a red flag, they'll let us know, but we do work together, even though they're not directly Wesley Willows staff. We also have our memory care program, and Val was sitting in here, but now she has left. But anyway, our memory care program, that program is for independent living residents. It's typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It is a program that is driven specifically for our independent living residents that have dementia. So they have the whole program of that service is all planned out. Is it getting to be dinner time here soon? Everybody's leaving. Anyway, that is also a service we can implement here on campus. On-campus transportation picks you up, takes you to the day program, and they'll take you back home. So if that's something that is of interest and you have more questions on that, we can answer those at a later time. Outpatient therapy, RISA covered. Anyway, so there is a team of us that do help through the transition. Resident services, which consists of me and Brooklyn Riley. Come up here so everybody sees your face.
Okay.
I'm sure most of you probably know Brooklyn or recognize Brooklyn. Her and I, we are the resident services team here at the whole entire campus. This is it. So we together, whenever I say we, it's her and I, will help through the transition, help you through the move process, which I know is like a major ordeal. We understand it. We have worked through the process with many, many residents. And I think we could start our own moving company now. Anyway, so we do help with that. We help assist, we help with the families, we help with you name it. We make it as easy as possible when you do have to move through that continuum of care. The other thing I wanted to mention is we have a lot of independent living residents that want to stay put in their home. They absolutely do not want to move, ever. And, you know, I will say, you know, be proactive. I know it's tough to move and to get used to a new environment and kind of being the new kid at school a little bit. And, you know, don't wait too long to make that move. You know, ideally, it's nice to kind of go through the whole continuum of care. However, we do have some residents that, you know, do stay in their home too long and then kind of skip through the continuum of care based on their care needs. So, yes.
How does the new facility in Roscoe, Brockton rather, fit into this pattern of continuing care?
All right, his question was, how does a new facility in Rockton fit into this? And we're gonna answer that question at the end. I wanna get through all this and then we'll get back to that. Okay, went through a little bit of this all at one time, but you know, we do have the support with resident services. We work with the nursing staff, we work with the therapy department, maintenance, housekeeping, you name it. We organize everything for your move through the continuum. We vacate units. If you do move and you have to vacate either your home or suite, we will work with you and your families through that vacate process as well. So we will get you moved, get you settled, and then go through the vacate process along with you. We do the orientation for whatever area you're moving to. So we will get you acclimated, introduce you to residents, give you a new orientation packet or folder with all the new information you'll be learning. We have over in the Arbor, there is, and actually Hunt Terrace on, there are also other staff from other departments that will help get you acclimated. So that way, you know, you're not just moving and we're saying, okay, good luck. You know, we're helping you through the whole entire process. Anything I missed? Okay. After the meeting up here, I did print out fee schedules and for all the different areas on campus, so they're all organized. You can just grab a stack. They're all up here for you. Some of them have the dimensions of the different apartments or different studio apartments in Hunt Terrace. So all that information is there for you. I think maps. I know everyone here pretty much got a map. But I did see Nick bring in some extra copies of maps, so, okay, and Jessica's gonna handle this.
Sure.
Maps.
Yeah, maps. Okay. When you were coming in, there was some map chaos going on. Sorry, that was my fault. So, we do have more maps for you. So a lot of you do have the one with the legend on it. It looks a little bit different than this, but it is the same thing. So if you didn't get one, we do have more copies of this. We also have copies of the health center. There should be one, kind of a front and back of the health center. You'll be able to see the Medicare unit and the upstairs and downstairs and then Hunt Terrace. And then there's two printouts of Willow's Arbor. You'll have a garden level first floor and a second floor. So those are the only maps that we have printed out. So if you did not get one or two of them, we've printed out more for you. Again, sorry about that. We didn't know we would get such a large crowd. So also we have business cards available as well if you do need to reach out to us. And so I know we're getting down to the wire, so we'll go ahead and take those questions and answers. So I'm gonna answer Lloyd's first. Lloyd's question earlier was about the 10 free days that you get when you come to Wesley Willows. So
Per year, right?
per year. So yes, so you get 10 free days, and those days are used if you need extra care throughout the year. If you don't use them in 1 year, they're not, you can't like stack them the next year. They're use it or lose it, but they are available to you if you need them. Now, I want to go into that just real quickly for a respite stay. Depending on what might be going on with you, we do prefer that you stay longer than 10 days. We can't really get sometimes a good read on what someone's needs are in 10 days. I don't think anywhere could do that. So we do recommend that you stay a little, sometimes longer than 10 days, depending on what your needs are. But you do get 10 days free. Okay, I'm gonna go in order. Someone, test my memory here. Someone over here, was it you, Ed? No? Okay, someone over there by Ed asked about Highview in the Woodlands and how that works. And so Highview in the Woodlands is about 60 apartments. 30 of them are assisted living, the same as what we have in Willow's Arbor and Hunt Terrace. And then the other 30 are for memory care. And so that unit for memory care is different from Kirk's Place in that those residents are more active than we have in Kirk's Place. So the programming is gonna look different for those individuals. The programming for those individuals is gonna be more purposeful to their needs. Where Kirk's Place is kind of at the end of their dementia journey. Okay, and so did I answer that question about Highview?
So how does that, do you decide in your team meeting on Monday to make a recommendation for there or here, or how does the decision for going there work?
So that's a great question, so I'll repeat the question. The question was, how do you determine if someone would be more appropriate for Kirk's Place, or the Arbor, or Highview? And I wanna make it clear that the resident has, input into their decision of where their next step may be. And so we may make that recommendation, based on what that person's needs are. So they're very individualized. We take a very individualized approach to all of those situations and conversations. And so there may be a recommendation that Highview may be better for someone at some point, depending on their personal situation. Okay, Lloyd.
I'm the other way.
Yep.
A lot of material was covered. Where can I get a hard copy of it? There's so much material.
Great question. Where can he get copies of all the materials? We'd be happy to email that out and put it, we can either email it out to you or put it in a green bag. Would the presentation be helpful? Yes. Okay. We'll go ahead and put the presentation in the green bag for you next week. Sure. Okay. All right. I'm sorry if I'm not going in order. There's quite a bit of questions. I'm going to go to you.
I just thought instead of having another mad rush, could somebody just pass those sheets out?
Yeah. Yes. So at the door, or here I've got the campus ones too up here. Okay. Great idea. All right. Yes.
She mentions the 3 insurances that are in network, United, Aetna, what was the third?
Humana. The question was, what were the insurances that were in the Wesley Willows network? All right, Francie?
Pets.
Pets. Oh, okay. So are pets available in the different areas? Or allowed, I should say, not available. We don't have a pet store. That would be a whole other thing. Pets are allowed, yes, in the Willows Suites and the Willows Arbor. Pets are not allowed in our health center. They're allowed to visit, but they're not allowed to stay. Okay.
Is that state regulation?
Yes. Is that state regulation? It is. Mm-hmm. In this room? Yes. So, yes, pets are allowed anywhere in our town center except for the bistro, if they're well behaved. Yes, Dorothy.
This is the campus now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great question. So Dorothy's question was, we paid an entrance fee when we came into Wesley Willows. Do we have to pay an entrance fee when we move to, say, Willows Arbor or another area? The answer is no. So once you've moved in, you pay your entrance fee. That's a one-time fee.
If there's a husband and wife, does the entrance fee follow?
Yes. If there's a husband and wife, does the entrance fee follow both of them? Yes. It's a one-time entrance fee, and then it moves along with you to the continuum. The only thing that changes is your monthly rate. Okay. I had a question over here, I believe. Bob?
What about when you do move, is the moving expense on the person or
Wonderful question. I'm surprised that we waited this long to ask that, so that's a good question. So the question was, when you do move, who pays for it? We pay for it. That is something that we take on as far as moving through the continuum. That is paid for. Now, if you just want to move because you want to move to a different apartment or a different home in the same lifestyle that you're already in, then that charge is going to be on you. But if you're moving for a level of care or care needs, then we will take care of that. Okay, in the blue, way back.
I don't quite understand the 10 days of respite care. What part of the arbor is included as a spot that we can go to
So, the question was, can we go into a little bit more detail about the different areas that the 10 respite days can be used in? In Willows Arbor, where we have the different levels of care, we do have respite rooms, and so, I think we have about 5 of them set up. And so what they are available for anybody that if you need immediate attention, if your needs can be met in Willows Arbor, you can use those 10 days, and so you can utilize up to 4 levels of care in that building. Usually the respite days are used in the health center, in the skilled nursing area, or in Hunt Terrace where there's that higher level of care. So that's where those can be used, and that determination depends on what your needs are and what's going on.
You named the 3 insurances that the health center has done. Do you have any idea of what percentage of residents those 3 companies cover?
So the question was, we named the 3 different insurances and about what percentage of residents that are on Wesley Willows covers those insurances? Marisa, do you have any idea?
Typically, your insurance will cover 80% of your stay as long as yeah, it's hard to say, but what we've been seeing is a lot of Aetna is what we're seeing for a lot of the residents here at Wesley Willows. Yep.
What happens if you've got a different insurance company?
If you have a different insurance company and the hospital requires for a rehab stay, unfortunately, you would have to go to a different facility for rehab. Yes, unless you guys opt for an outpatient therapy and you do a respite stay in the health center, because our outpatient therapy team is within the building, they can see you in the building.
I didn't hear what you said in the very beginning.
Okay. Oh, the Aetna? Yes. Yep, a lot of our residents at Wesley Willows they have Aetna insurance or Medicare A and B. That's what we're seeing. We don't have an actual percentage. Yep, go ahead.
If you're covered by Medicare,
Mm-hmm.
then the other insurance that you're talking about
Is your secondary?
left after that.
Yes, yeah, correct. If you have Medicare A and B, that is what we're gonna use first.
As opposed to a Medicare Advantage plan, you're saying?
Yes, it depends what your primary is.
That was
Yeah.
my question, were the 3 insurances you're talking about, were they the Advantage plans that you were?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was asking if those 3 insurance were your Medicare Advantage plan, and yes. Go ahead.
If somebody has been living at Peterson Meadows or Highview,
Okay.
what do they do if they need more care? Can they come here? Do they have to pay the initial,
Yes. They can come here.
what, do they have to pay the standard initial rate?
Yes, the question was, for Peterson Meadows or Highview, do those residents get access to our health system over here? They can apply to live here, like you all did. So they have to apply and it be approved in order to utilize, any of the other areas in the continuum.
Those patients that we have at Highview in the Woodlands and also Peterson Meadows, they can also come here for rehab as well. Yep, go ahead.
I must be very naive, but I didn't realize, when we moved in here, we paid fees, entrance fee. I didn't realize that after that, you still have to pay another entrance fee to go somewhere. That has me completely confused.
No.
Right.
No?
Yeah, nope, so I'm gonna make you very happy. The question was, she didn't realize that she'd have to pay another entrance fee as you move through the continuum. You only pay 1 entrance fee when you move in, and then as you move through the continuum, the thing that changes would be your monthly rate. Okay? Yes, March?
Do you know the fee, do you know, the insurances of every resident on campus, or just the ones who've accessed the health center?
The question is, do we know every insurance for everyone who enters on campus? In your initial information, we do get a copy of your insurance. However, if we're not utilizing it in any way when you move in, we're not tracking that. And also, people's insurance changes along the way, and so we would only have the accurate information if you utilize the health center or any of our other care areas.
Would it be to the Wesley Willows advantage to increase the insurance coverage rather than sending people to Van Meter?
So the question was, would it be of Wesley Willow's advantage to increase the insurance coverage rather than sending people to Van Meter or to East Bank or a different rehab? It is, there's more involved in that than us just making a decision, but we will, obviously, we hope that we could serve all of our residents, but there's more involved in that decision making. Okay, all right, we're gonna take just a couple more. Bob?
Is there a printed list for the difference in the cost of the various levels that you're talking about?
Yes. So the question was, is there copies of the costs of the various levels that we talked about today? There is fee schedules available over on the square table over here. As you're going out, we can try to pass them out to you. Okay? Yes? Okay, great question. So what was asked was, what if someone needed to go to a higher level of care and there's no spots available? That has not happened. We do have vacancies in each of our areas, and so we don't foresee that happening, especially with our new acquired, campus. However, we definitely have a lot of availability in our health center and in our Willows Arbor as well. So, yes.
The health and rehab center fee, does that include the top level of need of nursing care and such?
Does the Willow or the Medicare unit,
As it were, the counterpart of nursing, full nursing.
does it have the, yes, so in our,
$400 a month.
and you have the, which one do you have there? The Willows, the rehab and health center, yes. That includes, yep, the one that you have, Lloyd, he's asking about fee schedules for the health center. And does that include all of the different areas in the health center? Yes. So you'll see on those fee schedules, it'll be broken down by D building, E building, and those are all part of our skilled nursing areas.
Those are satellites of this, the various centers? Different lists for them?
No, you've got the right list, and that's all within the health center. Yep. Okay.
Does the Willows Arbor, are all of the necessary needs enclosed in the cost that you pay, or are you paying extra for the services you need?
Are all of the needs included in the, so there's 4 different levels of care in Willows Arbor. And you'll be able to see that on the fee schedule. So it breaks it down for level 1 is a very low amount of care that you might need. And then all the way to level 4 is helping with multiple activities of daily living and transportation to and from dining and activities and things like that. So it can take care of most needs. However, as Carrie had explained, that is still assisted living. So once you get into a situation where you need a higher level of care where we're helping with more than that, then we're above and beyond where we can be under that licensure. And so that is where that higher level of care is needed in either Hunt Terrace or in the health center.
So is it a standard fee for each time you move up a level, like you pay more for level 2, more
Yep.
for level 3?
So is it a standard fee for each level? It's a, the fee increases for each higher level. Yeah. And those are all on the fee schedules available.
Yeah,
okay?
it doesn't seem to be on the fee schedule for the different levels of care, but that's okay. I
Okay.
mean, I'm sure they'll change over time.
Yeah, it should be on there. We'll take a look at it though. Okay. If you do need a Willows Arbor fee schedule that breaks down each level with each of the costs, let us know. We'll be happy to get you those as well, okay? All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up because we are over time. I appreciate everybody's attention and your questions. We will stick around if you have other questions, okay? Thank you very much for coming.